good morning, or good afternoon. Anyway, this is Seeing the World Through Trifocals, and I'm your host, Eileen. You know, I was watching television the other day, and I saw a commercial where this man is standing at a meat counter, and they call his ticket number to come and be waited on. He was so excited, he yelled, bounced around, did a football touchdown dance, and slammed his ticket onto the ground. Those around him just sort of stared in disbelief. It was then that I felt my number had been called, because I was reminded how many times people, myself included, had overreacted to a number. As we mature, it seems like our understanding of numbers causes us to become more immature. Now, I'm not saying it makes us younger. I mean immature. Just because we're having fun doesn't mean we're immature. It means we don't let immaturity get in the way of living. Now that made perfect sense to me. But I bet you're a little confused by that lengthy statement. Numbers are exactly that. Numbers. No more and no less. And yet we are obsessed with numbers and have used them to determine our outlook, our behavior, and even our happiness almost daily. For example, the numbers on the bathroom scale. The first thing I do every morning is go into the bathroom and get on my scale. I want to eliminate any chance my weight might have changed the wrong direction. If I've put on a couple of ounces since the day before, this day is now totally ruined, and I'm depressed, I'm angry. I look in the mirror and call myself ugly. I huddle up in the corner and eat a quart of ice cream. If, on the other hand, my weight has dropped even a few ounces, I'm singing with the birds and the world can't stop me. Why? I don't know. It's just a number. If my husband were to sneak in and change the scale to read 5 pounds heavier, I'd be calling the pharmacy and ordering my Xanax again. I'd be calling the suicide hotline. If he were to change the scale to make me 5 pounds lighter one day, I'd be in the kitchen baking pies, making ice cream, jumping across the floor, throwing my husband on the bed and saying, "Here comes your sweetie pie." I'm no different after that I was before the visit to the scale. It's the same me. So why do I let numbers control me? Because I have a magical number at which I am like Baby Bear. Everything is just right. And anything else is wrong. And if it's wrong, it's bad. Now what about that yearly celebration of age? My grandmother didn't ever want to be old, and she enjoyed life all the way until she turned old. Now, when was that? Years ago, when she was young, I remember her telling me that when you get 90, you're old. She lived a full life, but in her 90th year, she died because she was old. She had reached her number, so she decided life was over. How can you feel like a 20-year-old again? Well, the best way is to be 20. For the rest of us, we have to decide if being 20 is our magic number and what we really want to be. I hate the phrase, "You're as old as you feel," because that means that some days I would be about 113. So I choose not to pick a number to determine my age. I choose to live each day as if age didn't matter. It really doesn't, you know, unless it affects your senior discount. Then there's the number of friends you have. My granddaughters proudly announce that they have over 1,000 friends on Facebook. I ask them, how many of those friends do you actually know? How many would bail you out of jail in the middle of the night? And better, even more, how many would also need bail money with you? That number is for your benefit. You're a winner when you reach it and a loser until you do. It's just a number, and no one but you cares. I remember a song I used to sing when I was doing Christian satire comedy. I believe I first heard it on a Jeremiah People album. It basically said, numbers, numbers, numbers is the name of the game. Just keep them coming through the door, no matter why they came. When popularity, church rolls, Weight Watchers meetings, or eligibility for senior rates is based on numbers alone, the value of the accomplishment is really quite meaningless. Let me prove my point. When I was in school, I took a class in statistics, and the professor said, you must always be cautious when interpreting numbers. He told us about how he once had seen a news article in the Russian state newspaper. In it, he read that at a recent sports competition, the end results pointed out the superiority of Russian athletes. It praised the team from Russia as they had finished in second place, pointing out how the disappointing, capitalistic American team ended second from last. The newspaper failed to mention there were only 2 teams in this particular event. Think about it for a moment. It'll come to you. Yes, numbers don't determine who we are. It's our behavior, our attitude, and our willingness to not get bogged down by the people who say we shouldn't or can't do something. Only I can determine my limitations, and I really don't need anyone else's input. God says I can do all things if I trust in Christ. That's good enough for me. Now get out there and enjoy another day. And if you think about it, hit the subscribe button below. After all, I need the numbers to be considered significant enough for YouTube monitoring team. Sorry about that, I couldn't resist. But do click like or subscribe below if you enjoy what I'm doing, and share this post with your friends. It's free, you know. Now those numbers matter. 0, 0, 0. See you next time on Seeing the World Through Trifocals.